a homogeneous equilibrium. We are under equilibrium series in chemistry. Of course, this is chemistry. Now, a homogeneous equilibrium, when we are talking about homogeneous, we are talking about that everything is in the same phase. Everything has everything in the same phase, meaning that under a homogeneous equilibrium, every single thing are in the same phase. Remember vividly, we have three phases. So the phase number one is the solid phase, we have the liquid phase, we have the gaseous state. So under homogeneous equilibrium, if the reaction is in solid state, all of them will be in solid state. And that is an example of homogeneous equilibrium. I will write it. An example of homogeneous equilibrium is a reaction between, so we have CO2, we have oxygen, CO2 plus oxygen, of course, we have, it's a reversible reaction to give you 2CO3. Now, let me balance it. This is 2, and of course, here is 1. So this is in gaseous phase, this is in gaseous phase, this is in gaseous phase. Now, looking at this reaction, is it a homogeneous? Of course, Jam will ask you, is this a homogeneous, a heterogeneous mixture or equilibrium? Of course, this is a homogeneous equilibrium. Why? They are all in the same phase. Look at it. This is gaseous phase, gaseous phase, gaseous phase. So all of them are in three phases, which is the what? The gaseous state. And so that is how you know the example of what? A homogeneous equilibrium. And another one, you can have a reaction which is like this. So you have ethanoic plus an alcohol, CH3, CHO. So this will give me, of course, the reaction is reversible to give you CH3, COO, CH2, CH3, of course, plus water. So of course, this is esterification reaction between an acid and an alcohol. Of course, so this is ethyl ethanoic acid. So, but what I'm interested in teaching you here is all of them are in liquid phase. So is this a homogeneous equilibrium or heterogeneous? You can see that the phases are the same, and therefore that is the word a homogeneous equilibrium. Now, in heterogeneous equilibrium, they can never be in phase. The reaction itself can never be, one of them must be another thing. They can never be in phase. An example, remember, a heterogeneous equilibrium has things present in more than one phase. This includes, of course, this is solid, liquid, and gas. An example of a heterogeneous equilibrium is we have water plus carbon. This reaction is, of course, is in equilibrium. So you have hydrogen plus CO. Remember, this is carbon monoxide and it's in gaseous state. Now, is this reaction homogeneous or equilibrium? You can see this is gaseous, this is solid state, this is S. The state is solid, this is gaseous. This example of this is a heterogeneous equilibrium because it has more than one phase. We have solid and what? Gaseous, solid and gaseous state. And therefore, that is an example of what? A heterogeneous what? Mixture. Another example of heterogeneous mixture, we have this. Of course, this is solid. We have the solid state of copper. We have silver in aqueous. Of course, it's in equilibrium. We have copper 2 aqueous plus 2 silver. This is a heterogeneous equilibrium. We have solid, we have aqueous, and another solid state. So it does not exist in a single phase, and therefore this is a what? A heterogeneous what? Equilibrium. And that is the example of it. So this is easy. Note about Note these things very well. Of course, these are common questions that come out in JAM. Thank you very much. That's all for this lecture.